What makes Ghost Trick unique? Shu Takumi, the creator of Phoenix Wright, is a bit of a legend in the visual novel world, able to balance pacing and presentation in a way that makes reading copious amounts of dialogue fun and engaging. After Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, Takumi stepped away from the Ace Attorney franchise to create the one-of-a-kind Ghost Trick Phantom Detective for the DS. Although only selling a small but respectable 380,000 units worldwide, it won a handful of awards, including Game Trailer's Best DS Game of 2011 and GameSpot's Best Game No One Played award. Although lost in the clutter of many DS titles, those who have played this sleeper hit have enjoyed its original premise that fits the DS's strong suits, while still capturing Takumi's storytelling style. What makes Ghost Trick unique is its balance of presentation and gameplay that creates a captivating puzzle scenario that ties in with the narrative, blurring the lines of being a visual novel and a puzzle adventure game. The game introduces the main character, Sisle, very simply. He's dead, with no recollection of how he died or who the girl nearby is or why a hitman was sent after her. However, due to being deceased, Sisle has magical powers of the dead that allow him to possess and manipulate objects at his will. These aptly named ghost tricks are then used to save the girl from the hitman through simple means like raising a nearby pole to knock the gun out of the hitman's hands, or strumming a guitar in order to get his attention. However, this isn't enough as the girl still ends up dead. Sisle then learns he has one other power. Sisle's soul can communicate with souls of the recently deceased. He can then travel back in time to 4 minutes before that person's death in order to change their fate. After saving the mysterious redhead, Sisle, still confused, has until sunrise to regain his memory and figure out why he was killed, who killed him, and where all these hitmen are coming from, and why. If he fails, his soul will pass on to the afterlife, and the mystery will remain unsolved. The premise of Ghost Trick is put very simply and leads to many twists and turns. Much like a good case in Phoenix Wright, there is a lot being hidden from the player. Over the course of the night, Sisle learns far more than he bargained for, and learning his name becomes the least of his concerns. Sisle needs to use his abilities to find his way around the city, and although sometimes they're convenient, other times they hold him back. This is where Ghost Trick's gameplay begins to shine while melding with the story. Throughout the game, Sisle runs into more tragic deaths and other poor souls that just happen to be caught in the crossfire of the bigger schemes of the villains. With each new lost soul comes a new puzzle that will change the fate of the deceased and thwart the plans of the villains. Each new location requires lots of exploration and experimentation, as Sisle figures out what he can do with each object and how all the objects can work together to change history. Each new fate-changing segment can range from being a simple process of finding how to get from point A to point B, and other times it's setting up a Rube Goldberg contraption that needs precise timing and proper sequencing of all the pieces. Playing around and fiddling with all the objects in a room makes each puzzle engaging, and many of the puzzles end up having deeper significance to the overarching story. They also throw in wrenches like having to get the attention of a character, but none of the objects directly make noise. Sisle's ghost tricks bring a lot of variety to the gameplay, even just traversing the city and environments adds this cool dimension, as it brings out the smallest intricacies in the area, while also leaving many opportunities for the world itself to restrict Sisle's advancement through the plot. Because of the combination of puzzle-solving scenarios and the mysterious plot, the puzzles actually involve Sisle and the player in solving the mystery. The puzzles aren't just some way to add gameplay to the story, it plays a big role in the narrative. Experiencing everything from Sisle's perspective and hiding many plot forms from the reader is just Takumi's signature writing style. Speaking of perspective, the game also offers a beautiful presentation. With cross-sections of buildings and other areas, it gives a very iconic feel while minimizing on production costs. However, all the characters in the game are 3D models, giving them the liberty to have quirky, exaggerated animations, which is why the game was also nominated for the Annie Award of Best Animated Video Game of 2011, along with the insanely popular Catherine. Melding together story and gameplay along with fresh presentation, Ghost Trick is a game that hides its visual novel premise behind beautifully devised puzzles that are ingrained in the plot, making every player feel like a phantom detective. That is what makes Ghost Trick unique. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, and if you'd like to see more videos that discuss what makes any video game stand out, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.